The big news of yesterday was not a Coinbase IPO. But for this community, it might have been. Sorry, GameStop. Yesterday, we got an update on Coinbase going public, and it was huge. Let's go over the details. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. For anyone new here, my name is Kevin, and on this channel we talk a lot about companies going public, but we also talk about the stock market in general. And I'm not sure if there's ever been a week where we need a weekend so badly as investors. It's just been crazy. So moving past all the drama with GameStop, yesterday we got news on a Coinbase IPO, or probably more accurate to say going public. We've been covering Coinbase on the channel since December when we got news that the company submitted a confidential filing to the SEC to go public. We didn't have any details of what that filing is, again, because it's confidential, but we did talk about it. And then I listed Coinbase as one of the top 7 companies that we were looking to come out in early 2021. So we had a couple videos on that as well. Now, based on the news that broke yesterday, we have a better idea when that will be. We also got details on how the company will go public and also some ideas of what the company could be valued at. So let's start with how the news broke yesterday. First of all, it broke in the afternoon when I was still editing and uploading my last video on the next generation's Warren Buffett. And then after I did that video, I basically got off YouTube and off the computer and called it a night. But of course I checked the news right before I went to bed, not a good idea. Saw news on the Coinbase IPO and that was in my mind, so I didn't sleep real well and got up way too early. But don't worry about me, I'm not here to complain. I got my coffee, so we'll power through this. So anyways, again, there's been a lot of anticipation on the Coinbase IPO ever since that confidential filing in December. Now, what came out yesterday was not actually a submission of the public filing, which again, we're still waiting for. What the news outlets are reporting was that Coinbase had put out a memo to its employees explaining the process of what they were going to do as far as going public. So let's take a look at an article by Jeff John Roberts on Fortune, and I will link this article in the description. As you can see from the title, Coinbase has decided to go with a direct listing versus a traditional IPO. And that's something we had talked about in those previous videos, talking about how they could go public, because again, even though they said submitted confidentially, they did not say it was going to be for a traditional IPO. To me, it just didn't seem like a traditional Coinbase IPO made sense, considering the company's business is far from traditional. We had also discussed the possibility of an offering involving digital tokens on a blockchain, which is the ledger technology that underpins Bitcoin, and we talked about that because it was based on comments from the company's co-founder. However, I felt that that really wasn't likely because of the barriers it would have with the current marketplace. So when I heard the news of a Coinbase direct listing, I wasn't surprised, but it was really nice to hear that they did make a decision. So scrolling through the article, just highlighted some things in yellow here, and again, just basically the main point that they are going to do a direct listing, and they actually wrote in the memo that the company believes a direct listing is more closely follows the ethos of crypto and Coinbase because it democratizes access and opportunities for all investors. And as we know with traditional IPOs, there's not a lot of democracy there. The big institutions tend to get the first dibs on the stock at the price that the IPO sells for, and of course it trades a lot higher. So a lot of excitement about a direct listing versus an IPO for everybody in this community that I'm aware of. It also talks about that this Coinbase IPO is regarded as a milestone by many in the cryptocurrency world. It's just an idea that's going to help bring even more legitimacy to the industry, which continues to take steps to be a more mainstream sector. Now, another interesting note in this article is news of Coinbase's decision to pursue a direct listing coming days after the company said it would launch a secondary market, allowing employees and others to forum to sell their private shares. So the idea here is what they're talking about is that trying to get an idea of what the shares could actually go for once it does go public. And to that point, it references Frank Chaparro, who they report as a reporter for The Block. And again, if you go to the link that I'll put on for Fortune, there's also a link to him to get if you want to follow him. And he's saying that the shares are on the private market, they're selling for around $200. And that means that the valuation of the company is around $50 billion. And we had talked previously, which I highlighted down here, that in 2018 that they had a fundraising round, and at that time the company was valued at $8 billion. So big improvements, but again, a lot of things have happened in the last couple of years, obviously. And then what's also mentioned here is that the Coinbase IPO or the Coinbase direct listing could be valued as high as $75 billion once it starts to trade. And then the last big point of the article, which is the exciting part, is that they expect that the Coinbase's IPO to occur in late February or early March. So while the news came out about a direct listing, it wasn't the actual filing. But if they are looking to come out as early as late February, then we should be seeing a public filing coming out pretty soon. Definitely want to make sure potential investors has the details and looking at the financials, some of the history, the objectives of what the company wants to do. Those are all important for investors when they're considering a company, and so Coinbase will put out a filing, and when they do, I will take a look at it and we'll break it down, and I will post a video on that one as well. Now, obviously, there's a lot of interest in Coinbase because of the craziness with Bitcoin and just crypto in general. And the company is likely to do really well because of so many factors. One is with the popularity of Bitcoin, and particularly where you see how much the value has gone so much over the last few months, that more and more trades happen, and where Coinbase makes a lot of their money is from the actual trading transaction fees. But they also make money by storing the cryptocurrency, or sort of a custody operation is what they call it. So while the valuation can go up and down, what's important for Coinbase is that there's still a lot of interest in it. And as long as it trades, they're going to get revenue just from the fact people are trading it, and they make those transaction fees. And that's likely to continue to happen as it becomes more mainstream, because when you have institutions like PayPal and Fidelity investing in it, then that's just going to again bring more legitimacy to the currency and have more of the general investors, again even more institutional investors, get more involved with the currency. So the big thing for Coinbase, and again this is probably why there's a Coinbase IPO or again a Coinbase direct listing, is striking while the iron's hot. A lot of interest in Bitcoin in particularly, but cryptocurrency in general. And again, that's leading to trade volumes. And when there's trade volume, there's definitely going to be transaction fees. I have to say, after watching so many IPOs go badly for retail investors, I'm really looking forward to a Coinbase direct listing. What about you? Are you in on a Coinbase direct listing? Let me know in the comments. So I have to say, in a week where retail pushed back on Wall Street and sort of had to win for the little guys, the news of a Coinbase direct listing versus a Coinbase IPO was definitely music to my ears. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and if you did, please like it, share it, and if you're new here, definitely subscribe. We'd love to have you join the community. Anyways, thank you for watching, and until next time, have a great day.